King Charles III has formally been crowned as England's king. The ceremony took place early this morning in London, but there is a weekend full of celebrations still underway. Nicholas Cull is an expert in British politics and Anglo-American relations. He joins us this morning to discuss what is next for the king. First of all, thank you for joining us, Nick.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And you're from USC, so I like you even more.
Fight on.
All right, first question, Nick. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into the family history of the royal family.
Well, I'm a historian interested in Britain's place in the world, and the royal family is an essential part of that. Whatever you think of them, you can't think about the UK without thinking about the royal family and the role of the monarchy in British life.
I'm sure you were up watching this early this morning. Tell us, how did this
I'd say dream on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
There's a thing called whatever tape or the equivalent, so I'm planning to watch it tomorrow with friends. That's my plan.
Well, can you tell us, how did this morning's ceremonies and festivities compare to his mother's, Queen Elizabeth?
Well, to me, one of the really exciting things about the coronation is the way in which it reflects multicultural Britain. And we had all kinds of people involved, reflecting Britain's diversity. So that's what I thought the big difference was. Also, it was a little bit more informal in terms of what people were wearing. So I think they put a lot of effort into indicating how Britain has changed since 70 years ago, which is, quite correct.
We did see all the pomp and circumstance. We're seeing some video right now, but I am hearing that this was actually much smaller in scale than his mother's.
Yes, but it's still been a tremendous event in the life of the nation. It's wonderful to see everybody coming together for the celebration.
All right, let's talk about the guest list. Who did you notice, Nick, in the audience? And no doubt, all eyes, or many eyes, were on Prince Harry, who was there without his wife, Meghan Markle.
Yes, that's right. Well, I was, to be honest, I was more excited to see people who represented good causes present, especially Baroness Benjamin, who's an educational rights activist, and to see her, somebody who was born in the Caribbean, to see her actually carrying one of the objects for the coronation was really exciting, and just made me think how inclusive the whole thing was.
Yeah, good to hear. And of course, King Charles III will participate in more celebrations today and tomorrow. But when he gets back to work of being king, what's ahead for him?
Well, I think he's. I think he has a tough job, and part of my looking at him, you could feel that the role was kind of weighing on him, literally. Once they put the crown on his head, he's always tried to lead Britain in the right direction, and I think being king, he has to be a little less outspoken than he has been about things like the environment and the way in which Britain needs to take care of all its people. But I think he's going to try and lead things in the right direction and do the best that he can within the constraints that he has in his office.
From some of the coverage we saw yesterday, before the ceremony today, obviously, we saw him out with the public, shaking hands and really making an effort to talk to the Commonwealth.
Yes, no, I think that's right, and I think it's. I'll be interested to see how people react to Queen Camilla, because at some points leading up to the coronation, when it was just an abstract, people were very hostile to that idea that she'd actually be the Queen. And I think that people are warming to her, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Because there is still so much affection for Princess Diana even today.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, absolutely.
Yeah. Nick Cull, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate your expertise and perspective.
Thank you very much.
All right.